Yes, good evening from Tottenham, where the main word tonight is that Paul Gascoigne could well become a Lazio player by mid-January. Officials from both clubs met for over 5 hours in a London hotel today. No deal was finalised, but the important thing is that Lazio say they want their man now, and they believe they'll have Gaza within the month. Spurs want immediate access to the £5.5 million that Lazio have already lodged in the bank for Gaza. Now that can't happen until he proves his fitness. So Lazio have taken out an insurance, which means Spurs can get their money now and Lazio will get their money back should he fail to play again. Lazio's medical team will take over his rehabilitation programme, and then Gaza would be loaned out to a Swiss club, Lazio already having their full complement of foreign players for the season. Meanwhile, Gary Lineker will try to block out his personal worries tonight when he returns after missing 4 games on compassionate leave. Lineker says he's surprised by the support he's received after his young son George was diagnosed as having leukemia. He returned to training a couple of weeks ago, and it's his own decision that he makes his comeback tonight. With me now is Ray Clemence, the Spurs coach and former Liverpool player, of course. Now, so much happening at Tottenham today. Tonight's match has almost been overshadowed, but 3 vital points at stake.
Yes, I mean, Liverpool is always one of the big games of the season, and everybody's really built up for this game. Liverpool has started to improve, unfortunately from our point of view, but we've had a very, very good draw at Leeds in the last 3 or 4 days, so that's good for us.
Gary Lineker plays. It's going to be a tough match for him.
Yes, but if there's one person in the country who could stand up to it, then I'm sure Gary's that sort of person. You know, he's had a lot of other things on his mind in the last few weeks, and this might just be a little release for him tonight.
I know he's been overwhelmed by the support he's had, but he's got to cut out the emotions tonight, hasn't he?
Yes, but I think anybody that knows Gary, and a lot of people do know him, knows he's the sort of lad that can do that sort of thing. He's a very level-headed, straightforward person, and I'm sure that when he goes out on this pitch tonight, for that 90 minutes, he'll give it to Tottenham Hotspur, and then he'll go back to matters even more important.
And Gaza, it would appear he's played his last match for Tottenham.
Well, I mean, I've got to be honest, I've not been at the club this afternoon, so what's gone on during the day I can't really comment on. There's a lot of talk in the press this morning that he may well be going earlier than expected, but it's wrong for me to comment at the moment because I've not been here until this last hour or so, and I couldn't really make a comment on that.
All right, Ray, very diplomatic. Thanks for talking to us. Enjoy the match tonight.
I certainly will.
Now, Farnborough's FA Cup third-round tie against West Ham has been switched to Upton Park. That means that Charlton's game against Barnet will now be played at Upton Park on Sunday, January the 5th, with a 12 noon kick-off. Now, Farnborough, meantime, are still flying high after their historic victory last night over Torquay United. The scenes of celebration may be familiar, but Farnborough Town have never got this far in the FA Cup before. In the mid-60s, they were a Parks team. Now they're third in the conference, with a cup-tied West Ham to look forward to. Dean Coney, once of QPR and Fulham, got the first goal. Third Division Torquay was soon 2 behind, Simon Reed slipping home his 9th FA Cup goal of the season. In the second half, Mick Doherty made it 3-0 to the part-timers, and Brian Broom got the 4th, 17 minutes from the end, with a strange old header. After that, Farnborough ran out of petrol. Torquay reduced the score to 4-3, 2 minutes from time, but Farnborough had done just enough.
Well, we've had some big days because we've progressed up the non-league ladder, and we're very pleased about that. But yes, this is a special day. But of course, this is just a flirtation with the big time. In 5 or 6 weeks' time, people won't remember these times and these days. That's why it's important to savour them.
Now, a record-breaking sponsorship that'll provide a major boost for British athletics was announced in London today. It'll take part over the next 3 years, and it's worth a staggering £4.2 million.
Sponsors TSB have provided British athletics with a unique Christmas cracker worth £1.4 million every year for the next 3 years. Their record-breaking sponsorship is a first. Not only will it benefit established stars like Steve Cram, but also the all-important schools programme.
We have to look after the future of the sport, and schools athletics is a major part of athletics in this country. It's the grounding for many of the stars of the future. I came through the school system, won 3 English Schools Championships.
TSB's £4.2 million sponsorship is certainly a big investment, but welcome as it is, there's still a note of caution from the English Schools Association, who warn that money is not everything.
Where we find difficulty is in the county associations, having the administrators that are willing to come along and do the work of organising these different championships and different efforts. and we need help from the Ministry of Education to allow these teachers, where necessary, to have the time available to do that sort of work.
Right, don't forget tonight you can see tonight's game between Spurs and Liverpool live at 8. Now back to the studio.